Now there's multiple ways that we can create groups within Azure AD and Microsoft 365 services. Now, in this example, I'm just going to look in regards to creating a group through the Microsoft 365 Admin Center. Now to get there, all I got to do is go to portal.microsoft.com, and that'll bring you into the Microsoft 365 Admin Center. Okay, so once we get in here, all we got to do is drop down where it says groups and then click on active groups. And then from there, we can click to add a new group. All right, once we click on add a new group, you'll see the 4 different group types there. The Microsoft 365 group, which is the one they recommend. This is the one that'll create, not only will it create a group, but it gets an email address with Exchange Online if you've got Exchange Online, and somebody can email the group and the email will be sent to everybody that's in that group. Another thing that this group does is it's used for Teams collaboration with SharePoint and all of that. You get a shared calendar, you can share files. This group is really meant for collaboration. So for a group of people maybe that are working on a project together, they're part of the same teams and team and teams. This will create a team if you want it to. And it'll use, you have a SharePoint site and all of that for collaboration. You can also give permissions to this group. So this group is really, in terms of just the amount of features that the group supports, this is going to be the group that has the most features. And then, of course, you have the distribution group. Distribution groups get an email address, but they can't be assigned any rights to anything. They also don't have Teams collaboration, SharePoint collaboration, none of that stuff. And then you have mail-enabled security group. So mail-enabled security group, this group does get an email address, and it can also be granted access permissions to OneDrive, SharePoint, all of that stuff. Doesn't do the Teams collaboration feature, shared calendar, any of that. And then security groups can be given access to OneDrive, SharePoint, and also you can associate devices with a security group. But it doesn't have the team support, collaboration, and any of that. So again, the Microsoft 365 group, that's by far the most popular. It's also the recommended one. So we're going to go with that one. We're going to click next, and then we just give the group a name. Okay, so I'm just going to call this group, we'll just call it HR. All right, maybe it's going to be for our HR department. We're going to click next. Okay, who do you want your group owners to be? So you pick out a particular user. It doesn't really matter. In my example, I'm just going to pick this guy named Aaron here. And so that'll be my group owner. Group owners can add people to the group if you want, kind of like they're sort of like the manager of the group. And they can add people to the group, remove people from the group, all of that. So then we can click next, and of course we can give the group email address. In this case, I'm going to put HR, right? HR@examlabpractice.com. And then you've got privacy settings. If you want the group to be public, anyone can see the group. So, when you start getting into things like teams, people can see the team. They're not necessarily joined to it. People can see the SharePoint site. They're not necessarily joined to it. This is publicly available. And then you can do private, which means it is completely private and nobody even knows it's there. Team, SharePoint, whatever, only people that are added to it would officially know it's there. Okay, I'm going to do private. Okay, and if you've got Teams licensing and all that, you can go ahead and add a team with it also. And then at that point, we simply just click to create, and we click close, and we've now officially got our new group. Now we do have to remember, you kind of have to be patient with Azure and Microsoft 365 services because it does take time to refresh, but I'll go ahead and refresh my browser, and it looks like the group is showing up. And then we'll also just jump over to Azure AD through the Azure portal and just verify that the group is there also. So just real quick, we'll jump over to portal.azure.com and just click on Azure Active Directory, and we'll just verify that it's showing up there also, because it is all tied together into Azure AD. And as you can see, there is the group right there, right? Okay, so it is a Microsoft 365 group. If we go back over to portal.microsoft.com, click on groups, active group. Okay, we can click on the group HR, and if we want to manipulate some of the settings, we can add members if we want, settings, allow external senders to email this group, send copies of group conversations events to group members. We can also hide this in the global address list in Exchange where people can't just look it up if it's private, right? And then Teams over here, if you got a team subscription and all that configured, your Teams license, you can also associate this with a team if you want. I actually do have a team associated with a couple of my other groups, but basically that is how you add a group just through the Microsoft 365 Admin Center. This is John Christopher. I hope you enjoyed that video, and I want you to know that I'm trying really hard to grow this channel, so I hope you'll give me a like and a subscribe. Also, if you'll check the description in this video, I've got a link for you that can show you how you can get access to all my different courses. I have lots of different Microsoft certification courses that'll help you pass your exam. All right, thanks a lot for watching the video, and I hope to see you again.